right, so next up we have business ideas. Now, the premise of this was we're in the car and we always think about, like, if Tesla did that, if Google did this, if Nvidia did that, like, we've got new app ideas, we've got enhancements for existing apps. Matty, talk us through what was the first idea on the way down that we talked about?
We were just talking shit about a dating world, basically.
Yep.
Like, we
Everyone's been single one time or
Yeah.
another. So
Yeah.
So for all the single people out there currently, I know you would fucking definitely be on board with this in terms of just what a nightmare that space is.
I've heard, yeah.
Look, I've been
hey, some people like it.
look, it's
Okay.
it's chaos. It's just it's not a fun place to be. Like, there's a million different apps. There's a million people are going in 100 different directions.
Yeah.
There's so much choice out there for everybody. And so the idea that we're throwing around is obviously dating apps. They're already there, but
Yeah.
how do we what would a good dating app look like? And
Yeah.
coming from a guy's perspective is, look, guys suck at like creating dates, right? They don't know how to book stuff in. Girls always whinge that they don't take the lead.
Checks out. Should we fact check that?
And what girls say is that they can't get dates because people flake and people
Yeah.
are flaking on each other. That's probably the number one thing in the world at the moment is no one rocks up for dates. It is.
What happened to the old traditional just going to a bar and saying, "Hey, dog, sweet pea, can I buy you a
Beverage?
beverage and a cup of nuts?"
Just non-existent. People can't even say hello to each other these days, man. It's ridiculous,
It's tough.
right?
It is
Yeah.
tough out there.
People
Yeah.
don't like talking on the phone. It's just everyone just wants to text
Yeah.
each other and go, okay.
It's the way of life, bro.
So what are the
It's easy.
problems? What are the problems with the current apps? Like, I mean, to be honest with you, from what I hear, Maddie, even what you just said earlier, the problem is getting that first date. Number one, like getting the first date. And now, obviously, I communicate with other guys and they tell me what the problems are. I don't really speak to too many girls about what the problems are on dating apps, but we'll get to that in a second. So the guys say the app, every girl is on every app. So you might, I don't know how many flavors of apps are
Yeah,
there,
but
10
so
or
is the
15?
guy.
Yeah.
The guy's on every
Correct.
app as
Everyone's
well.
on every app. Yeah,
So everyone
it's
is
too
on
many.
every app. Number one, that's the biggest problem.
Hey, they're spreading their wings, bro.
Could be.
They
Opening up
got
their
options.
markets.
Options.
Options, yeah, cool. Second thing is that the first date, breaking the ice, people want to text, then there's ghosting. So people don't text back or people don't communicate after a few messages, it's ghosted. The third problem is once there's some interest, they don't want to get on the phone, they don't want to, go out on a date, and the guy's just consistently struggling to plan a date. So those three things is what I hear, or the four things is what I hear on a regular basis. Maddie, Laz, any other problems that we're missing on that one? Like, what else do you hear?
Like, no, I don't hear anything.
It's
Actually,
about the same.
Yeah, it's
Maddie?
you've nailed it pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
no, man. Then they've just got fucking people are just they've got too much shit going on. So
Yeah, gotcha.
they don't-
Oh,
they don't
Look,
see it.
everybody has a busy life
Everyone's
schedule.
busy, yeah.
Everyone, you know what I mean? So maybe it's not number one on their priority list
Yeah.
to start dating and go out like on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday because they want to find someone. Like,
Yeah.
bro, people have things on. Like, it's not priority. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Makes
It's-
sense.
When it comes, it comes. If that's the right person, it's the right person.
Do you know what? There's one more problem I forgot to mention. I was having a chat recently, and the problem is that there's too many options out there. So everyone, not singling out women or men, everyone is saying that they probably can do better. So they'll leave them on the back burner.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you probably are, I hate to say it, a 5 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10 or 12 out
You're
of
a
10,
10,
whatever.
man. What are you talking about?
No, but hypothetically, you might be a 5 to someone. And they'll just put you on the back burner thinking that they might get a 7 or an 8 or a 10, right?
But that's the way humans are. Like,
Yeah.
it's regardless of if you're going for a job.
Yeah.
You always have 3 or 4 options, and you're taking the one with the most money, but that one that's
Benefits, perks.
everything. Yeah. So
Yeah, got
it's
it.
whether it's a job or a date or whatever. Like, it's
Yeah, got it. So what came to mind, how are we solving this problem? Like, what do we come to mind and what do we call it, Matt?
But a dating app called Floss, right?
Yes.
So, mate,
I love that name.
Floss
cracker.
is the brainchild of locking in that first date. That's the biggest problem is people go on these dating apps and they literally can't get a date. Like, the problem is that people just don't want to block that in. So
Yep.
the premise of this app is it'll lock it in for you. You get 2 people that'll come on here, they'll put in their likes, their interests, as you do on the normal apps that you see. But this one here is purely going to weed out the people that aren't ready to lock in for a date. So you come onto this app, it's purely for people who come on and want to lock in that first date with someone that they match with.
That's
obviously, right?
amazing.
So you're going to match with that first, and then the bigger picture with this is not only is it, we'll lock you in for that date, it's a database of like, in your area, in that person's area who you match with, will find you date ideas. So that'll all be, it'll come from the data
That's
around
crazy.
what you like to do.
That's
So
crazy.
there'll be a question there like, what would your ideal first date be? You guys are going to match on something similar to that, and then it'll give you ideas.
That's crazy.
And then push you to those, sort of
Locations
for
or whatever.
guys that are just terrible at this stuff. Like 'cause
Yeah.
girls give feedback all the time, they don't make decisions. This is going to make a decision for you. It's going to go, all right, she likes to go to dinner. Bang. All right, we'll give you these dinner places around where she is or around where you
Wow.
are.
What
Bang,
if she
lock it
likes?
in.
What if she likes aqua golf?
Well, then
Aqua's fun.
here is the aqua golf. It'll send you
Is it
to,
Penrith?
Something like
Yeah.
that.
It'll send you to that. So
Yeah.
That's
So it's giving you basically it's
Unbelievable.
channeling you. It's pulling you down way like categories where you both have the same interests, which is
so instead of
it's pretty cool. Like,
so instead of
that's all right.
swiping on looks now, like it's swipe like you saw.
Oh, you can't-
There's still be that element.
You can't go away from look.
There's
No, but I'm
still be
saying,
that element.
it's looks plus interest. So
Yeah.
like if I like, aqua golfing,
Yeah.
and then she likes, my wife might like, I don't know, theatre, we might swipe yes on looks, but then no on the first date. So in that scenario, you're probably
You
going to
want
get
that, yeah.
you want
Yeah.
somebody that matches those interests,
Yeah.
right? That's
Yeah.
heaps good.
It's like certain people just be like, oh, I'll never do a first date with coffee. I don't like it's unimaginative. Like, those type
Yeah.
of you don't, if you're a guy who likes to take a girl on a coffee date,
Yeah, wow.
and then you match with like, and then, or you swipe on someone who doesn't like that, then
Yeah.
we're not going to match you with that person because if you take her
like
to coffee, she's going to be like, what the,
I like
or
that.
vice versa. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Like
not,
coffee's not a bad
when-
idea.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm just
coffee
saying,
is like.
but I'm just saying
you're
that
going to
there's certain
interact.
people that like guys or girls that would see that as I don't want
Yeah.
to do that, or I
Yeah.
don't like to go to the beach for a walk on my first date, or they like to go to dinner. Like it puts
Yeah,
you into
wow.
that, but it also solves the bigger problem is you're now locked into a date with someone, and
That's so good.
And look, there'll be obviously some sort of parameters around the fact that you see there'll be a rating system that only no one would see.
Yeah.
It's around if you're not showing up to these dates,
Oh,
then
to solve the ghosting.
then you know what you probably not. This is not the app for you. So there's a few warnings, and then you just won't be able to use the app.
That's
for
a
a certain
great
amount
I
of time.
personally reckon there are a lot of bored people that don't even want the date. They're
100%.
just making conversation and
Just
like
chatting.
Keyboard warriors, just like like I got a
Oh, it's validation.
friend or something like that.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
Yeah, you reckon?
Validation, yeah.
I think so. I mean, look,
That's why you get ghosted. Why else would
Well,
you
that's
ghost
why-
someone, bro?
Well,
Like
'cause
I
you
don't
got-
get it.
well,
It's dumb.
Put it this way, it's
busy?
not that. It's because
Say you can't come, bro. Don't fucking just not go.
yeah,
Well,
good point, good point.
when if you've got 20 people in your inbox texting you and you're like, fuck, which one do I pick this week? And like,
There's options.
girls would have that
It's
problem a
always
lot more
better.
than guys because, most guys
course.
aren't going to have 20 people in their inbox. Girls are going to have that. They're going to have that interest. So they've
Yeah.
got the pick of the litter pretty
Yeah,
much.
well, okay.
But then they've also
That's
got guys
crazy.
that won't commit to the date when they find one that they want to. So it's
Crazy.
a bit of a juggling act for both sides. But I think that's the idea that how we could solve something like that would be an app that
Yeah,
pushes
wow.
them into the right
Funnels
spots, funnels them in there,
Gives
and
you
then
that
also-
diamond we were talking about before.
The upside down pyramid. Yeah. So let me get this right. So you are saying now to prevent ghosting, we're going to have a review system like an Uber, a back end that only we see,
Yeah.
and give warnings. Oh, you didn't show up to the date. You've ghosted 2 or 3 times. You're off the platform.
You're sacked, bro.
You're sacked from the
Yeah.
platform for a month, 2 months, 3 months, or whatever. Cool. Second thing I'm thinking now is that how do we know who we're meeting? Like, what's the term where you what's the word I'm looking for where you put the photo that you're not you? Catfishing.
Catfishing.
How do we solve the catfishing?
you have to submit some sort of video with a timestamp on it.
Oh,
Boom, and then
boom.
that video doesn't have to be forward facing, but like it allows the platform
Got
to
it, got
check
it, got
that
it.
you are the right person.
Is
Got it,
catfish
okay.
a real animal? Like, could it be a spirit animal?
I think so. Let's have a look.
Or is it just
Oh,
a, is
I
it the
don't
same?
know. I don't
Is
know
a
if
catfish
you-
an actual thing?
It's a very ugly
Catfish are
fish.
divisive,
It's a very
bro.
ugly fish.
No. Is
Yeah,
it
they-
actual
they
an
are.
animal?
Yeah, it's a bottom feeder.
It is.
Oh, it
you
is?
can't
Yeah,
eat them, yeah.
I thought it was just a word.
Who would be a catfish?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Maybe
Off topic,
break
off
the
topic.
ice. Maybe maybe
Yeah.
break the ice on Floss's platform. What spirit animal would you be? If they match spirit animals, then they can go on a date. That's crazy. Just side note, that's what a catfish looks like.
Yeah, they're not a pretty animal.
Yeah, there you go.
How did that animal
Become-
get that title?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like
The title of catfishing,
Whiskers,
like,
maybe.
like
maybe somebody had
dating
whiskers.
and-
Maybe somebody had
Yeah.
whiskers on the first date. I don't know. So I love it, man. Floss, that sounds like absolute cracker. What an enhancement. What a great business idea. All right, cool. Next up, we have quick social update from Matt to tell us where we're at. Like and subscribe. Tell us in the comments below what you don't like about your current dating apps, some of the platforms, if you think Floss is going to take over, and we'll catch you on the next followers update from Matt.